Are you serious?
Welcome to live chat. Did you log in here?
Yeah. I can exit out of my mass media.
Yep. All right.
Okay, there's not even audio coming out of this computer now.
Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Are we? Are we actually live?
Good to go.
We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Okay, we're actually live.
All right, cool. Let's
Dope.
post to social media, guys.
Dope. Let's go.
Go.
Let's go.
It just needed Mr. Glaza.
It just needed Mr. Glaza. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am CCHS student Sean Bledsoe, and welcome to Columbia City Basketball. Here on the WJHS YouTube page. Now tonight we are virtually doing play-by-play. Might be a bit difficult, but we are rolling. Thanks to Jonathan Peters and Mr. Glaza for getting us up and running tonight. Also, a big thank you to Morse's Builders Mart, but more importantly, thank you for tuning in tonight. Tonight we are starting at the top of the season schedule with CC's first JV game against Wkitko. So sit back, grab some popcorn and some drinks, and enjoy some Columbia City Junior Varsity boys basketball. Whew, what a night. What a night it has been. Some technical difficulties to start out the night, but you know what? That did not stop us as we are underway here. Like I said earlier, big thank you to Jonathan Peters and Mr. Glaza. Wouldn't be able to do this without those two. And then also more support from Courtney Johnson and Liberty Nelson. Gotta give support as we are about to get underway here. About 30 seconds left, and starting lineups will be introduced here relatively soon. Say it again, thank you for all those that have tuned in tonight. We greatly appreciate it, as this is our first broadcast that will be going public for Columbia City student play-by-play. And we got starting lineups here coming soon. And we are about to get underway here.
Welcome to tonight's JV contest between the Wkitko Wildcats and your Columbia City Eagles. Introducing the starters for the Wkitko Wildcats. Number 3, Kyler Crawl. Number 10, Logan Hoffman. Number 15, David Owsley. Number 25, Craig Slater. And number 34, Brent Bowers. Coach of the Wildcats, Cooper Perry. Introducing the starters for the Eagles. Number 5, Clayton Scott. Number 15, Rhett Wilson. Number 20, Ethan Seaver. Number 24, Evan Searball. And number 30, Brayden Hartman. JV coach Mr. Kyle Philbin. Coaches for the seniors contest, Mr. Bill Stroop, Mr. Jim Wagner.
Just like my copy said over the intercom, your starting lineup for your Columbia City Eagles are Hartman, Wilson, Sievers, Searball, and Scott. And we are about to get underway here at the new Columbia City High School. As Searball will go for the jump here. And we are underway here at the new Columbia City High School. Tip quickly controlled by Wkitko, as they will bring it across the midcourt strike. Quickly met up by Hartman. They go down to the left wing. Back out to the top of the key. Holding it down onto the right wing. Top of the key again. Penetrate down the elbow. Swing it out to the left wing. Down into the left corner. Dribbling around. Back onto the left wing. Top of the key. Dribbles into the paint, goes up strong, and it's out on Wkitko. Great defensive play there by Evan Searball of the Columbia City Eagles. Scoreless first 30 seconds here at the new Columbia City High School. 6:25 left here in the first quarter, as Rhett Wilson will bring it across the midcourt stripe for the first time tonight. He'll pass it down to Searball on the elbow, and he'll back out to Searball on the right wing. Searball penetrating into the paint. He gets stripped away from him, and Wkitko gains possession. Scoreless first minute here at the new Columbia City High School. Wkitko swinging it around onto the left wing. Down up to the top of the key, and they'll load up a three. Front iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko, down by the big man. Big man goes up strong off the glass, and it's in. 2-0. The Wkitko Wildcats lead the Columbia City Eagles. 5:45 left in this first quarter. Wilson bringing it across the half-court stripe. He'll penetrate down into the right wing, hand it off to Hartman. Hartman will penetrate down to the elbow, go further into the paint, put up a shot, and it scores. 2-2. Eagles and Wildcats tied here. 5:30 left in this first quarter. Wkitko gets stripped away by Hartman, and Wkitko will maintain possession. Great defense there by Brady Hartman, deflecting that pass out of bounds. He's got good hands. Wkitko again, across the new Columbia City High School logo. Go down onto the right wing, and it's lost down into the right corner. Give it down to the big man. Big man out to a man on the left wing. He'll load up a three. That's good. 5-2, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. 5:05 left in this first quarter. Wilson brings it across the midcourt stripe, penetrates down to the right wing. Hands it off to Hartman. Hartman top of the key. Hands it over to Searball, down over to Scott in the corner. Scott will penetrate into the paint. Little Euro step off the glass, and that's off the mark. 4:50 left in this first quarter. As Wkitko will push it on to the left wing. Down onto the right wing. Top of the key. Dribbling around, down on the right wing, down into the right corner. Down low to the big man. Big man's being double teamed. Back off. Down into the right corner. They'll load up a three. Back iron, no good. Rebound. And there's a foul on the play, and it's a foul on the Wkitko Wildcats. Bit of a push there. 5-2, your Eagles, or 2-5, your Eagles trail to the Wildcats. 4:28 left in this first quarter. As Wkitko's applying some full court pressure, and it looks like Wkitko will force a Columbia City turnover there, and Wkitko now has possession. As Wkitko will inbound the ball here. Give it out to the top of the key. Down onto the left wing. Penetrate down to the elbow, spins. Kicks it out to the left wing. Down over onto the right wing. Top of the key. Looking to set something up, trying to get something down low to the big man possibly here. Dribbling around over onto the left wing. Gives it to a cutting man across the free throw line, heads it down to the big man. Big man loses it. Recollects, goes up strong, front iron, no good. Rebound by Wilson, and Wilson will push it up the court here a bit. Go down to the right wing, hands it over to Scott. Scott on the right wing. Picks up his dribble. Hands it over to Searball. Searball top of the key, dribbling around. He'll shoot a three. Front iron, no good. Rebound by Scott. Scott will go up strong, and he gets fouled. And Scott will be shooting two at the charity stripe. 5-2. The Wildcats lead the Eagles. 3:44 left in this first quarter. As Scott's first free throw lets it loose, back iron, rattles around, no good. As Wkitko makes the change down low. Scott's second free throw. Front iron and rattles in. 3-5, your Eagles trail the Wildcats. 3:42 left in this first quarter. As Wkitko brings it across the midcourt stripe, down onto the right wing. Top of the key. Between the legs, penetrates into the paint to the free throw line. Kicks it out to the left corner. They'll load up a three. That's good. 8-3, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. 3:26 left in this first quarter. As Wilson brings it across the half-court stripe. Hands over to Hartman. Hartman dribbling around on the right wing. Picks up his dribble, gets it out to Sievers. Down over to Wilson. Wilson gets a screen, gets down the elbow, hands it over to Searball. Searball fire three, front iron, no good. Scott tries to go up for the rebound, doesn't get it. Wkitko gets possession. Swings it over onto the left wing. They'll load up a three, front iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko, and they put it up an easy bucket there for the Wildcats. 10-3, they lead the Eagles. 2:44 left in this first quarter as Wilson coming across the midcourt stripe rather quickly, hands it over to Severs. Severs on the right wing. Check that, Scott feeds it down low to Severs. He'll go up strong off the glass and in. 5-10, the Eagles trail the Wildcats. Wildcats quickly going up the court. Holding it at the top of the key. Quickly guarded by Searball. Over onto the right wing. Back out to the top of the key. Right wing. Top of the key, they'll penetrate down to the left elbow, back out. Doesn't get anything out of it. Dribbling around, top of the key, swings it over to the right wing. Down low to the big man. Big man looking to make a move. Get baseline and bad pass. Wkitko maintains possession. He'll drive baseline. And he travels. Columbia City ball. 10-5, the Wildcats lead the Eagles here with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. As Wilson bring it across the midcourt stripe. Hands it over to Severs on the right wing. Severs over to Scott, top of the key. Scott penetrates down to the elbow. Gives it to a cutting Hartman. He goes up strong off the glass and scores. 7-10, the Eagles trail the Wildcats. 1:40 left in this first quarter. So Hartman will pick up his man at the new Columbia City logo. Wkitko down on the left wing. Dribbling around, top of the key. Rotates it around the right wing to the big man. Big man looking down low. Gives it over to a man on the left wing. Down to a man in the corner. Back out to the big man. Down into the right corner. Feeds it down low. Double teamed. Gives it out to a man on the right wing. They'll load up a three. That's air ball. Rebounded by the Eagles, and Wilson will push it up the court here. Wilson down on the left wing, hands it over to Scott in the corner. Scott dribbling around, kicks it out to Searball. Searball back over to Scott in the corner. Scott penetrates down into the paint, hands it back out to Wilson on the left wing. Wilson will look to set something up here. Go behind the back, hands it over to Searball. Searball penetrates into the paint, goes up strong, and he's fouled. And Searball will be making a trip to the free throw line. 10-7, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. 49 seconds left in this first quarter.
2 shots. Evan Searball.
As Searball's first free throw rattles in off the front iron, and Wkitko and Columbia City will make a couple substitutions here. For Columbia City, Cam Hogue checking into the game for Severs. 8-10, the Eagles trail. Second free throw here from Searball, and he makes it. 9-10, the Eagles trail. They've closed a 7-point deficit here with 45 seconds left in this first quarter. Wkitko holding it on the right wing, down low to the big man. Big man will go up strong off the glass. That's off the mark. Rebound by Searball. Searball will give it to Wilson. Wilson looking up the court. Wilson penetrates into the paint, goes up strong, gets blocked, but he gets the save here, gives it out to Searball on the wing, gives it to Hogue. Hogue holding at the free throw line, gives it out to Wilson. Wilson looks like we'll be holding for one here. Trying to get a play from Coach Philman. Wilson dribbling around, getting into some traffic, hands it over to Hogue. Hogue will drive baseline, kick it out to Hartman. Hartman will load up a three and scores! At the buzzer, Brady Hartman, 12-10, your Eagles lead over the Wildcats at the end of the first quarter here at the new Columbia City High School. Talk to you about some underwriters real quick. WJHS Play-by-Play is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, specializing in savings for mortgages, car loans, projects, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union, 37,000 ATMs in 12 northern Indiana locations in Columbia City, right next to Walgreens, and at profedcu.org. Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is brought to you by Parts Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Parts Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Parts Car Store serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. As teams will break hello here for the start of the second quarter, the Eagles lead over county rival Wildcats 12-10. As the Eagles will get the possession to start out the quarter. Wilson bringing it across the midcourt stripe, quickly gives it to Hartman in the corner. Hartman Looking for a three, doesn't get anything. And he throws it away, and Hogue saves it, but gives it right to a Wkitko defender, going up strong on the other end of the court, and he's fouled. As Wkitko will make a trip to the charity stripe here in the early second quarter.
24.
Searball with the foul. As Wkitko will be shooting 2 free throws. First one, back iron, no good. Second free throw on the way, and it's good. 12-11, the Eagles lead the Wildcats, and it looks like Columbia City will be making another substitution. Sievers in for Searball. 6:45 left in this second quarter. Wilson bringing it across the new Columbia City logo. Quickly gives it off to Hogue in the corner. Hogue rotating around, top of the key. Picks up his dribble, hands it off to Hartman. Hartman on the new logo. Dribbles around to the left corner, drives it to the paint, goes up strong and gets fouled. Hartman will be making his first trip to the charity stripe tonight. 6:30 left in this second quarter. Hartman, the freshman sharpshooter, his first free throw on the way. Back iron, no good. Chance to give the Columbia City Eagles 2-point lead, and he does. 13-11, the Eagles lead the Wildcats. 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter, as Wkitko will quickly push it up the court. Down onto the left wing. Gives it to a man on the right wing. Back out top of the key. Rotates it to the right wing, and they'll load up a three. Front iron, no good. Rebound by Sievers, and Sievers will push it up the court here. Sievers penetrates into the paint, spins, nearly travels, and he does travel. Wasn't quite sure where he was going with it. He had Scott and he had Wilson out on the wing and the top of the key. Just couldn't make up his mind. He had both of them open. Just could not make up his mind, and it ends up in a travel and a turnover for the Eagles. Wkitko on the other side of the court, holding it on the left wing, down low to the big man. Big man will try and make a move, goes up strong, and he gets fouled. Looked to be a foul on Rhett Wilson. Yep. And Wkitko will be shooting 2 free throws. First free throw underway here. And he makes it. 13-12. The Eagles lead. As Wkitko will look to make a substitution here. Big man going out. 5:52 left in this second quarter. Second free throw on the way for the Wildcats. Rattles around and it doesn't go in. Rebound by Hartman. Hartman will push it up to Sievers. Sievers holding it around on the left wing. Hands it over to Hogue. Hogue rotating top of the key. Picks up his dribble, hands it over to Scott. Scott top of the key, dribbling around. Left wing, hands it off to Sievers, check that. Hands it off to Wilson. Wilson, three-pointer from the top of the key. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. As they'll push it up the court here. Hands it off to a man, penetrating down into the left corner. Back out onto the left wing, rotating around top of the key. Back onto the left wing. Penetrates into the paint, dishes off to a man on the left wing. Nearly gets picked off by Wilson. Wkitko regains possession. Wkitko driving down to the free throw line, hands it off to a man on the left wing. Hands it off to the right wing, rotates it down into the right corner, looking for a big man down low. Doesn't get anything, rotating her back around top of the key. And there's a whistle blown, and it looks like it's a Wkitko foul, off the ball foul, and it's getting Cam Hogue a bit excited there, as Columbia City will earn a possession here. 13-12, the Eagles lead over the Wildcats. 4:53 left in this second quarter. As it looks like a Wildcat will apply some full court pressure here, but it'll be no problem for the Eagles to get across the midcourt stripe as Wilson drives around, and there's a whistle blown, and it's an Eagle foul. Quickly going back the other way to the Wildcats. 4:44 left in the second quarter. Your Eagles lead the Wildcats 13-12. And big man coming back in for the Wildcats. As Wkitko will bring it across the midcourt stripe. Hartman meets his man at the new logo, gets a screen quickly, feeds it down in the left corner. Back out onto the top of the key. Dribbling around, gives it off to a man on the left wing, down into the left corner. Looks down low to the big man, that's picked up by Zach Bile. As Wilson quickly pushes it up the floor to Hogue. Hogue back out to Wilson. Wilson on the right wing. Gives it to a cutting Severs. Severs will go up strong off the glass and gets fouled. And Severs will make a trip to the free throw line here. 4:12 left in the second quarter. Columbia City's got a 1-point lead. As Severs' first free throw is underway. Back iron, no good. Second free throw underway here for Severs. Rattles around and it comes out. As Wkitko will quickly push it up the floor. And throws it away, but they still maintain possession. And no, they just threw it away there, right between the hands of another Wildcat. Butterfingers there. Was not able to keep his hands on that ball as Wilson will bring it across the midcourt stripe. Rotating around top of the key. He'll load up a long two-pointer, and that's good. 15-12, your Eagles lead. Look very reminiscent of his older brother, Mitchell Wilson there. Wkitko rotating around to the top of the key, down onto the right wing, down into the right corner. Feeds it down low to the big man. Big man dishes off to another man. And off the glass and good. 15-14, your Eagles lead. 3:26 left in this second quarter. As Hartman will drive to the hoop. Off the glass, no good, no foul called. Wkitko will push it up the floor. Dish it off to a man in the left corner. He'll drive baseline. Throws it down the baseline, rotates around top of the key. They'll take up a three-pointer, and it rolls in. 17-15, the Wildcats regain the lead over the Eagles. 3 minutes left in this second quarter. As Hogue will bring it up the court. Down onto the right wing. Hands it off to Wilson. Wilson driving down the baseline. Doesn't get anything out of it. Dishes it out to Hogue. Hogue looks to shoot. Doesn't get anything. Hands it off to Wilson. Wilson. Over to Hartman. Hartman will load up a three from the top of the key. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. They'll push it up the court. And the ref falls down. They'll rotate it around down into the left corner. Down onto the left wing, penetrates into the paint, tries to give it to the big man, and it's out on the Wildcats. Just a bit of a miscommunication there for the Wildcats. Maybe a bad pass, as Columbia City will make a couple of substitutions here. Hogue goes out. Bile goes out. Severs and, Searball and Scott check back into the game. 2:22 left in this second quarter. 17-15, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. As Columbia City will inbound the ball here. And Wilson will bring it across the new Columbia City logo and the new Columbia City High School. Hand it down to Searball on the elbow. Searball will look to make a move, spins in the paint, goes up strong, off the glass, no good, but it looks like he will be shooting 2 free throws.
34, Brent Bowers, 2 shots.
As the Eagles get into the bonus with that foul. 2:07 left in this second quarter. As Searball will look to cut into the Wildcat lead, and he makes his first free throw. 16-17, the Eagles trail the Wildcats. Searball's second free throw. Loads up, fires, and that's good. Eagles and Wildcats tied, and a timeout will go to the Wkitko Wildcats. Talk to you about some underwriters real quick. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 29 years. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com. WJHS in this sports broadcast is brought to you by Culligan Water. For home or business, Culligan Water offers sales and rentals of water softeners, water coolers, water testing, and bottled water delivery. Colgan Water, online at ColganColumbiaCity.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by the attorneys at Myers, Hockemeyer, and McNagny, LLP, located across from the post office in Columbia City. They're on the line at 260-248-2224 and on the web at whitleylaw.com. As teams will break huddle here, Eagles and Wildcats tied at 17, 2:07 left in this second quarter. As Wkitko will bring it across the midcourt stripe. Rotating around top of the key, gets knocked away by Hartman. Wkitko regains possession. Feed it down onto the left wing, and looks like the Wkitko player is pushed out by Wilson there. Wilson getting a bit aggressive there, trying to go for the ball as Wkitko inbounds the ball down into the left corner. Rotating around top of the key onto the right wing. Rotating back around top of the key. Down onto the right wing, back out to the top of the key. Penetrate to the free throw line, make a spin move. Goes up strong. Back iron, no good. Rebound by the big man for Wkitko. Trying to get something up, doesn't. Pushes it back out to the top of the key. They'll penetrate again. Try to shovel a pass out, and it's off the shoe of the Wkitko player, and it is Columbia City ball. Minute 22 left in the second quarter, 17-17. The Eagles and Wildcats are tied. As Wilson will bring it across half court. Go down onto the right wing, feed it off to Searwald, back out to Wilson. Wilson holding it on the right wing, trying to set something up here. Wilson penetrate, and he'll hand it off to Searwald. Searwald will load up a three for an iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko, and Wkitko will push it up the court here quickly. And off the glass, and an easy lay-in there for the Wildcats, 19-17. Wildcats lead over the Eagles, 55 seconds left in this second quarter. Wilson coming across the half-court stripe. He'll penetrate down to the right wing, hand it out to Searwald. Searwald on the right wing, gives it to a cutting Scott. Scott just short arms it. Rebound by Wkitko. They'll push it up the court onto the right wing. Give it out to the left wing. Top of the key. 32 seconds left as they'll make a spin move. Down to the free throw line. Gives it down to the right corner. Penetrates baseline. Gives it back out to the left corner. Penetrates down. And it looked like the big man traveled, and yes, he did. 23 seconds left in this second quarter. The Wildcats lead the Eagles. As it looks like Coach Finland will tell Rhett Wilson to possibly play for one here. 15 seconds left. It most certainly looks like they're doing that, setting something up here. Wilson goes down to the right wing. Hands it over to Severs. Severs penetrates down into the paint. He goes up strong, rolls around the rim, doesn't go in, and that is the buzzer. Halftime score here at the new Columbia City High School. Wkitko Wildcats lead the Columbia City Eagles 19-17 at the end of the first half. Talk to you about some underwriters real quick. WJHS Sports is brought to you by the special occasions made at TNT Floral Shop for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and love gifts. Delivery, pickup available. More ideas can be seen on TNT Floral Shop's Facebook and Instagram page. Tonight's game is brought to you by the family of Sweetheimer Trash Remover and Roll-Off Services. Services include residential pickup, commercial roll-off containers, cleanup, and bulk items picked up too. Since 1986, Sweetheimer Trash Removal and Roll-Off Services. WJHS posts and highlights and schedules are on Facebook. Give us a like and a follow, and you can also listen to the on-air broadcast. Just visit WJHS915.org. And tonight's game is only possible with listener support. Your contribution helps update equipment for Columbia City sports broadcasters for home and away games. Show your support to the broadcast by emailing radio@WJHS915.org. We saw a first half here that saw a lot of fast-paced basketball. Wkitko Wildcats, that's kind of been their memo the past couple of years. They like to play some quick basketball. They like to put teams on their heels, and they kind of been doing that tonight. They kind of been putting the Columbia City Eagles back on their heels. But they only have a 2-point lead. Columbia City's been able to get to the bucket relatively easily, make some make a couple of deep threes, make a couple of long two-pointers, but most certainly just getting to the free throw line. That's been the main story for the Eagles tonight. They've been getting to the free throw line. They've been making their free throws, or at least a majority of them. So that's been the story for the Eagles. The Wildcats, they've either made a couple of outside shots, or they fed it down to their big man, or they've got a couple points in transition. That's kind of been their way of scoring tonight. As you can see, the varsity team warming up for their game later tonight. In Columbia City, JV boys basketball, they have been a story. Let me tell you this. I mean, you have the sharpshooter Brady Hartman coming in from middle school. I mean, there's not much else to say about this kid. You know, this kid is a great ball player. He's quick, and he can make some shifty moves, and he's a great outside shooter. There's nothing else that you can really say about that. Cam Hogue's been an absolute defensive machine. That's kind of been his identity. Just kind of locking down players in middle school, coming into high school, and we've kind of seen that a little bit here tonight. He likes to get his hands on the ball, definitely on the defensive side of the court, and he's been able to force some turnovers on other teams. And you got Brett Wilson in there, younger brother too, the all-time leading scorer for Columbia City basketball, Mitchell Wilson. He works just as hard as his brother. Let me tell you, man, he's a great ball player. He works hard at it, and he gets to the free throw line a lot, just like his brother. So that's kind of his. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He just kind of models his game like his brother. Older brother playing at Huntington University now. So good for Mitchell. He's moved on past this Columbia City High School program, and the main story for the varsity team this year is a new head coach. Head coach Brett Eberly left the Columbia City Eagles, and Coach Matt Schaus from the Jimtown Jimmies came to town, and just his memo, what it was at Jimtown. His identity was defense and all defense, and that was the story for Matt Schaus, and he brought it here to Columbia City, and I feel like you'll be able to see that with these guys for the rest of the season. You'll be able to see you can see him working with his varsity, his JV, and his freshman team. I mean, he wants to make sure that guys know that defense wins games, and most importantly, championships. So for these guys to be able to play lockdown defense, get crucial stops on some teams, that's going to be, I feel like that's going to continue to be his identity here at Columbia City. You talk about the varsity lineup here for the Columbia City Eagles. They had a lot of seniors graduate last year. Obviously, all-time leading scorer Mitchell Wilson graduated last year. Michael Sievers, Hale Jordan graduating last year, just to name a couple of them. And now you got a majority of juniors in there. You got a large junior class this year. So you got guys like Baker and Mills and Crawford and Bolt. And those are your real big juniors out there. And then you also got one senior out there, Brooks Longenball, and then you got a sophomore in the starting lineup, Andrew Hedrick. He's kind of been the story for Columbia City ball. He started playing varsity ball in his freshman year last year, and he has continued to shine in that spotlight role on the varsity lineup. Definitely would like to see this Columbia City boys team grow with the new head coach Matt Schaus, and I think these guys already have a great bond with him. I mean, I've talked with a couple of the guys. They have constantly talked about how great Matt Schaus is at being a good, relatable coach, kind of almost like a father figure to them. And what's interesting, I've heard some of the stories like Matt Schaus being in the weight room with the guys in the morning. He's in there lifting with his guys, just motivating his guys too. So that's a big thing. I mean, just building that relationship with your guys for head coach Matt Schaus, as we'll see the junior varsity teams come out to warm up for the second half. And it should be a great rest of the season for this Columbia City, both the freshmen, JV, and varsity. I mean, we have new coaches across the board. Jake Johnson being the head coach for the freshman team, Kyle Philman being the coach for the JV team, and then obviously the aforementioned Matt Schaus coming in from the Jimtown Jimmies. As the junior varsity teams will warm up here, varsity teams kind of exiting off the court, letting the JV guys get their warm-ups in for the second half. Second half action coming to you in about 3.5 minutes. Get that underway soon. And just the fact that these guys are being able to play a season this year is just absolutely amazing. With some of the spring sports last year being canceled, and going into the winter months, knowing that that the whole pandemic might be an issue, and these guys are really thankful to be having a season right now. They're really thankful to be working hard on their craft, and it's just astonishing to see some of these guys. They're playing like a pandemic's not even going on, and that's kind of the mindset that you got to go with. I mean, sure, fan energy in the stands. I mean, attendance being limited for players, so that's definitely a big bummer not having a student section in there. I mean, this new Columbia City High School gym, it's a stadium gym. You got bleachers on all 4 sides of the court, and I would imagine that if this whole pandemic thing wasn't going on, Wkitko Wildcats lead the Columbia City Eagles here. And the 60-second countdown starts now. As Coach Philman talking over the second half, playing with his crew. We are 30 seconds away from third quarter action here. And we'll see what kind of lineup the Eagles come out with. I wouldn't be shocked if it's the starting lineup. It looks like we got Hartman, Scott. Oh, and it looks like they are making a change up here. It looks like Hartman, Scott, Seavers, Searball, and looks to be Hogue. Looks like Coach Philman's going to give Rhett Wilson a bit of a rest here. And Wkitko will have the possession to start out the third quarter. Clock's not set yet, but we're rolling underway here. Wkitko down into the right corner. Back out onto the right wing. Makes a move, penetrates. Doesn't get anywhere with it. Down onto the left wing. Penetrate down into the paint. He'll put up a shot. Rolls around, doesn't go in. Rebound by the big man. Big man out to a guy in the right corner, and there's a whistle. And looks to be an Eagle foul. And the clock still isn't set. Doesn't look like anybody's noticed it yet. And that may be the whistle there. And it looks like they're going to talk it over with the scores table over there. And the Wkitko Wildcats will go to their bench. And it looks like Columbia City will stay on their end of the court as referees will have a talk over there, try and get the clock set. Probably trying to figure out how much time, approximately how much time ran off the clock here. And it looks like the Wkitko Wildcats will break huddle here. Possibly. Maybe we'll get this third quarter action underway, John. (19-17), the Wildcats lead the Eagles. It's definitely not 54 minutes left in this third quarter. That's definitely not a thing. Looks like they're going to put 6:40 left, or 6:40 on the clock. That's what it looks like they're going to roll with. 6:40 left in the third quarter. 19-17, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. As Wildcats will inbound the ball here. Throw it to the big man down low, and it looks like there's a foul there. Looks to be a push-off. on the big man.
Brent Bowers.
And Columbia City will gain possession. As Hartman brings it across the half-court stripe. Dribbling around, top of the key, penetrates into the left wing. Looking for a backdoor to Searball. Searball goes up strong, doesn't get it. Rebound by Sievers. Sievers will pull up from 15 feet. Off the mark, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. And they'll push it across the court rather quickly. Penetrating into the paint, dish it out to a man in the corner. They'll load up a three. Front iron, no good. And that goes out, and it will be Columbia City ball. 6:08 left in this third quarter. Still scoreless in this second half, 19-17. The Eagles trail. As Hartman brings it across the midcourt stripe. Dribbling around, trying to set something up. Gets a screen from Searball. Go down, into the paint, off the glass, and in. 19-19. Eagles and Wildcats are tied. 5:50 left in this third quarter. As Wkitko pushes it down into the left corner, rotates around to the top of the key, nearly loses control of it, regains possession, down into the right corner. Try to go baseline, gets shut down. Gives it to a man, long two-pointer, off the mark, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. He'll go up strong, backboard and in. 21-19, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. 5:26 left in this third quarter. As Sievers will penetrate into the paint, try to shove it out to Hartman. That gets picked off. Wkitko going in the other direction. 2-on-1, 2-on-2, and numbers have settled in. They'll give it to a backdoor, and that scores. 23-19, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. 5 minutes left in this third quarter. As Hartman penetrates down low into the paint. From the elbow, takes a jumper, short arms it, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. Wkitko will push it up the court onto the left wing, down into the left corner. And there's a whistle. And Wkitko calls a timeout. Talked about some underwriters real quick. WJHS Play-by-Play is brought to you in part by Pro-Fed Credit Union, specializing in savings for mortgages, car loans, projects, and business banking too. Pro-Fed Credit Union, 37,000 ATMs in 12 northern Indiana locations in Columbia City, right next to Walgreens at profedcu.org. Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. As the teams will break huddle here, 23-19, the Wildcats lead the Eagles here on opening night. As Wkitko will bring it across the midcourt stripe, down onto the right corner, penetrates down into the right wing, gives a little behind the back pass. Wkitko holding it onto the right wing, top of the key. Down into the left corner, feeds it down to him, feeds it down to the big man, and gets fouled. Look to be on Evan Searball there. As Zach Bile will check in the game for Searball. Bile, the other lefty freshman. As Wkitko will just throw it across, and it's quickly picked off by Hogue. Hogue goes up strong, off the glass and in. 21-23, the Eagles trail now. 4:13 left in the third quarter. As Hartman meets his man at the new Columbia City logo. Rotating around, down onto the right wing. Back onto the top of the key. He'll penetrate into the paint. Goes up for a little teardrop shot and gets fouled. And Wkitko will make a trip to the free throw line here. 3:54 left in the third quarter. As the first free throw for Wkitko is underway here. Loads up, fires, and scores. 24-21, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. Second free throw here for the Wildcats. Fires, front iron, rattles in. 25-21, the Wildcats lead the Eagles. Hartman bring it across the midcourt stripe. Quickly go down to the right wing. Back door to Hogue. Hogue will go off the glass and scores. 23-25. The Eagles now trail the Wildcats. 3:42 left in the third quarter. Wkitko back on the other side of the court on the new Columbia City logo. And a timeout by the Wildcats here as one of the Wildcat players fell to the floor. JV coach for the Wildcats quickly called timeout as he saw that he was under duress. Talked about some underwrites real quick. This broadcast is brought to you by Bart's Car Store. Selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store, serving Whitley County, Columbia City, and Fort Wayne. Tonight's microphones are from the support of Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 29 years. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com. WJHS in this sports broadcast is brought to you by Culligan Water for home or business. Culligan Water offers sales and rentals of water softeners, water coolers, water testing, and bottled water delivery. Culligan Water, online at columbiacity.com. As Columbia City will break huddle here, and the Wildcats will break huddle too. Don't forget to follow the WJHS social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at WJHS915. As Wkitko quickly inbounds the ball down into the corner. Gives it to a cutting man down into the paint, rattles around the rim, doesn't go in. Rebound by Scott. Scott will push it up the floor. Push it down into the paint, give it over to Hogue in the corner. Hogue will penetrate into the paint. Little jumper there, off the mark, no good. Bile tries to throw it off a Wkitko player and doesn't get anything out of it as Wkitko gains possession. Down onto the right wing. Holding it, dribbles around to the top of the key, hands it off to another man. Down onto the left wing. Rotates around, top of the key, hands it off to a man on the right wing. He'll penetrate down to the elbow. It's nearly stripped away by Bile. But Wkitko maintains possession. No. Oh, maybe. And they called a jump ball. Possession error was in favor of the Columbia City Eagles, and the Eagles will earn the possession. As Scott will inbound the ball to Hartman. Hartman quickly down into the paint, and he gets stripped away from him. Green gains possession and puts it up and in. 25-25, the Eagles and Wildcats tied. 2:41 left in this third quarter. As Wkitko hands it off to a man, drives baseline, and there's an Eagle foul. Foul on Hartman there as Wkitko will make a substitution here. Big man coming back into the game for Wkitko. As Wkitko will inbound the ball here. Gives it out to the big man down in the left corner. Throws it across the court, and it's not pulled in by the other Wkitko player, and Columbia City will earn possession. As Severs will bring it up to the top of the key. He'll get a screen from Bile. He'll penetrate down to the elbow. Gives it to a cutting Scott. Scott will dish it out to Hogue. Hogue for a three. Back iron, no good. Severs going for the rebound. Throws it off of a Wkitko player, and he succeeds there as Columbia City will keep possession of the ball here. 2:13 left in this third quarter. The Eagles and Wildcats are tied at 25. As Scott will inbound the ball to Hogue on the left wing. Hogue quickly drives down the free throw line, backs out, top of the key. Over to Severs on the left wing. Severs gets it stripped away from him, regains possession. Down to Bile on the left corner. Bile rotating around, nearly travels, hands over to Hartman, top of the key. Hartman, that gets picked off from him. He regains possession, penetrates down to the elbow, kicks it out to Hogue in the corner, back over to Bile. Bile will load up a three, front iron, no good. And Columbia City gets the rebound. Tries to shove it down into the paint to Scott, but doesn't get it anywhere with it as Wkitko comes up with the possession. And then Wkitko quickly loses possession of the ball, and Columbia City coming out with possession. Hands over to Hartman. Hartman will load up a three from the right wing and scores! 28-25, the Eagles lead the Wildcats. Minute 23 left in this third quarter. As Wkitko quickly across the court. Big man will load up a 15-footer and scores. 28-27. The Eagles lead the Wildcats. Minute 8 left in the third quarter. As Seavers dribbling around the new Columbia City logo will head on to the left wing. Hands it off to Scott, top of the key. Scott dribbling around. Hand it off to Hartman. Hartman penetrates down into the paint. Goes up strong. Just off the mark, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. So they'll push it up the court here. Wkitko to a man on the right wing. They'll load up a three. Front iron off the backboard, no good. Rebound by Scott. 33 seconds left in this third quarter as Scott comes up to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble, hands it off to Hartman. Hartman with 22 seconds left. It looks like they'll probably hold for one here. 20 seconds left, 28-27. The Eagles lead the Wildcats. 16 seconds, 15. Clock winding down here in the third quarter. Hogue hands it off to Hartman on the new Columbia City logo. 7 seconds left. Hartman dribbling around, hands it over to Bile. Bile will load up a three from the top of the key. Rattles in. 31-27, and that is the end of the third quarter here at the new Columbia City High School. The Eagles lead 31-27 over the Wkitko Wildcats. Talk to you about some underwriters real quick. Tonight's game is brought to you by the attorneys at Myers, Hockemeyer, and McNagny LLP, located across from the post office in Columbia City. They're on the line at 260-248-2224 and on the web at whitleylaw.com. Known for bowling, celebrations, and parties, and their famous fried fish. Thank you to Main Bowl in Columbia City, and now only at Main Bowl when the Eagles win at home. There is free bowling for students after the game with school ID. Main Bowl in Columbia City, 2 blocks south of Van Buren on Main Street. WJHS Sports is brought to you by the special occasions made at TNT Floral Shop for weddings, anniversary, birthdays, and love gifts. Delivery and pickup available. More ideas can be seen on TNT Floral Shop's Facebook and Instagram page. Tonight's game is brought to you by the family of Sweetheimer Trash Removal and Roll-Off Services. Services include residential pickup, commercial roll-off containers, cleanup, and bulk items picked up too since 1986. Sweetheimer Trash Removal and Roll-Off Services. As both teams will break huddle here for the start of the fourth quarter. As Wkitko will have possession to start off this fourth quarter here at the new Columbia City High School. Wkitko dribbling down onto the right wing. Hands it off to a man top of the key. Nearly losing control of it. He'll fire a three from top of the key. Front iron and rattles in. 31-30. The Eagles lead the Wildcats. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Seavers bring it across the half-court stripe. He'll penetrate down to the elbow, gives it to Hartman, and Hartman loses control of it, and Wkitko earns the possession. As Wkitko will slowly trot across the midcourt stripe. Hartman will meet his man at the new Columbia City logo. Hands it off to a man on the left wing, back out top of the key. Penetrate down onto the right wing, back out. Hands it to a man on the top of the key. Tries to penetrate, doesn't get anything out of it. Hands it to a man on the right wing. He'll fire a three. Front iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. Gets stuffed by Hartman, but there's a foul. Probably Hartman got a bit too much arm there. 6:15 left in this fourth quarter. 31-30. The Eagles lead the Wildcats. And Wkitko will look to take another lead here tonight. First free throw, fires and good. 31-31. Eagles and Wildcats tied as it looks like Searball will check in for Seavers. Second free throw on the way here from the Wildcats. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Columbia City. Hartman will push up the floor. He's got 3 on 3. He'll go baseline, go up strong, and he gets fouled. Great move by Hartman there to get himself to the bucket and get himself to the free throw line, more importantly, shooting 2 free throws. 31-31, 6 minutes and 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Hartman's first free throw, fires back iron, no good. Hartman's second free throw on the way, fires and scores. 32-31, the Eagles lead the Wildcats. As Columbia City is applying some full court pressure here. They'll get across the half-court stripe, no problem. Wkitko dribbling around top of the key will penetrate into the paint. From the free throw line, shot no good. Hands it out to Big Man. Big Man will load up a three. Back iron no good. Rebound by Hogue. Hogue will push it across the half-court stripe. Feeds it off to Severs on the right wing. Severs gives it back out to Hogue. Over to Scott on the top of the key. Scott will look to set something up here. Scott penetrating into the paint. Off the glass, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. Wkitko will push it up the floor. Drives into the paint, and it is Columbia City ball. Wkitko player just kind of lost possession in there. Tried to switch hands with the ball, go up with the left hand, and just wasn't able to complete that as he just kind of threw it out of bounds. 32-31, the Eagles lead the Wildcats. 5:22 left in this fourth quarter. Severs holding it on the top of the key. Over to Hogue on the right wing. Hogue throws it over to Scott. Scott top of the key. Scott will rotate to the elbow, penetrates into the paint, gives it out to Hartman. Hartman down in the left corner, rotates around. He'll fire up a three from the wing. Back iron, no good. Wkitko gets the rebound. They'll push it up the court. Hold on to the right wing, down low. As it's stripped away by Cam Hogue, just clearly taking that, saying that that is his ball. Hogue dribbling around the new Columbia City logo. Gets a screen from Hartman. Dribbling around, top of the key. He'll penetrate down into the paint. Kicks out to Hartman. Hartman will load up a three. Front iron, no good. Rebound. And it looks like there might be a jump ball there. And Columbia City will maintain possession 32-31. The Eagles lead over the Wildcats. 4:38 here in the fourth quarter on opening night at the new Columbia City High School. As Hartman will quickly load up a three again and scores. 35-31, the Eagles extend their lead over the Wildcats. As there is a timeout called. Talked about some underwriters real quick. WJHS Play-by-Play is brought to you in part by ProFed Credit Union, specializing in savings for mortgages, car loans, projects, and business banking too. ProFed Credit Union, 37,000 ATMs in 12 northern Indiana locations in Columbia City, right next to Walgreens at profedcu.org. Tonight's game feed is brought to you by Morse's Builders Mart, located at 516 East Van Buren Street in Columbia City, with locations in Huntington, Wabash, Warsaw, and Goshen. Online at morsesbuildersmart.com, serving northeastern Indiana since 1871. This broadcast is brought to you by Bart's Car Store, selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Bart's Car Store offers test drives, cash for trade-ins, and financing options. Bart's Car Store serving Columbia City, Whitley County, and Fort Wayne. As the teams will break huddle here, 4:34 left in this fourth quarter. Eagles lead 35-31. Correction, Wkitko will have possession. As Columbia City applies full court pressure, Wkitko gets the ball in. As they'll look to break this man-to-man press, and they do. Feeds it off to a man on the right wing. Feeds it down low to the big man. Big man goes up strong off the glass, no good. Rebound by Hartman, and Hartman gets it knocked away from behind, but Columbia City will maintain possession. Scott inbounds the, nope. Bit too quick there for Scott. He wanted to play right away. So now he's able to hand in the ball to Hartman. Hartman down onto the right wing. Feeds it down low to Scott. Scott hands it off to Searball. Searball will go up strong, rolls around, doesn't go in, gets his own rebound, kicks out to Hogue, and Hogue loses possession of it as Wkitko will get the ball back. Columbia City still applying that man-to-man full court press. As Wkitko will easily get across the half-court stripe. He'll penetrate down into the paint, feeds it off to the big man. Big man off the glass. That's no good. Rebound by Hartman. 3:50 left in this fourth quarter. Eagles still lead 35-31 over the Wildcats. Hartman penetrating down into the paint. Feeds it off to Scott. Scott will load up a three from the top of the key. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. Wkitko, top of the key, down onto the left wing. Rotates it around to the top of the key. Penetrates, doesn't get anywhere with it, hands it out to man on the right wing. He'll shoot up a three, that's an air ball. Big man tries to save it, just gives it to Scott. As Scott will bring it up the floor. 35-31, the Eagles lead over the Wildcats. Scott dribbling around. Philman trying to set something up here as Scott just puts up a mercy shot, kind of in a way. As Wkitko regains possession, feeds it down low to the big man, tries to give it to another man, and Columbia City regains possession, and Coach Philman will call for a 30-second timeout. Tonight's microphones are brought to you in support by Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, serving locally for 29 years. More information is available at flowtechpnh.com. WJHS and the sports broadcast is brought to you by Culligan Water. For home or business, Culligan Water offers sales and rentals of water softeners, water coolers, water testing, and bottled water delivery. Culligan Water, online at CulliganColumbiaCity.com. Finally, tonight's game feed is brought to you by the attorneys at Myers, Hockemeyer, and McNagny LLP, located across from the post office in Columbia City. They're on the line at 260-248-2224 and on the web at whitleylaw.com. As teams will break huddle here, 2:55 left in this game here at the new Columbia City High School. Eagles lead 35-31 over county rival Wkitko Wildcats. Severs going down onto the left wing, hands it over to Scott. Scott tried to look for a cutting Hartman, didn't get anything out of it, hands it off to Hogue, top of the key, rotates around to Searball on the right wing. Searball dribbling around, hands it over to Hartman on the top of the key. Hartman surveying the court, looking for a man. He'll penetrate down to the elbow, hands it out to Hogue. Hogue pump fakes, gives it off to Scott. Scott top of the key. Scott penetrates, gives it off to Severs. Severs hands it off to Hartman. Hartman will load up a three from the top of the key. Off the mark, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds off of Columbia City, and Wkitko gains possession. 2:19 left in the game. 35-31, Eagles lead over the Wildcats. As Wkitko inbounds the ball, they'll lose it as it looks like it'll go out on Wkitko, off the foot of that Wkitko player. As Columbia City will trot up the court. Severs, quickly met by his defender, hands it over to Searball. Searball holding it on the left wing. Over to Hogue, top of the key. Hogue dribbling around onto the right wing. Picks up his dribble, hands it over to Searball, and that gets poked away by the Wildcats. They throw it down court and threw it just a bit too far, and Columbia City will maintain possession here. Severs pushing across the court again. Feeds it off to Hartman in the left corner. Over to Searball on the left wing. Searball dribbling around, just trying to kill some time here. Searball hands it off to Scott. Scott dribbling around on the right wing, heavily pressured by his Wkitko man. Scott still being heavily pressured, hands it over to Severs. Severs dribbling around on the right wing, penetrates, goes up strong, off the glass, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. Wkitko will come the other way. 1 minute left in this game, 35-31. Eagles lead, and there's a timeout to the Wildcats. Known for bowling, celebrations, and parties, and their famous fried fish, which I have not had. Thank you to Main Bowl in Columbia City, and now only at Main Bowl when the Eagles win at home. There is free bowling for students after the game with school ID. Main Bowl in Columbia City, 2 blocks south of Van Buren Street on Main Street. WJHS Sports, brought to you by the special occasions made at TNT Floral Shop for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and love gifts. Delivery and pickup available. More ideas can be seen on TNT Floral Shop's Facebook and Instagram page. And finally, tonight's game is brought to you by the family of Sweetheimer Trash Removal and Roll-Off Services. Services include residential pickup, commercial roll-off containers, cleanup and bulk items picked up too. Since 1986, Sweetheimer Trash Removal and Roll-Off Services. As Columbia City will break huddle here for the final minute of this game. Wkitko soon to break their huddle too. 35-31, the Eagles lead the Wildcats. Guys on the floor for the Eagles right now: Searball, Scott, Severs, Hartman, and Hogue. as Wkitko will inbound the ball from under the basket. Going with the box. Hands it off to a man down into the right corner. Gives it to a man by the new logo. Quickly pressured by Hogue. He'll penetrate down onto the right wing. And it gets knocked away. Hogue travels. Came up to his knees, and they called that travel on him. He's a bit confused about that, but either way, Wkitko earns possession again. Wkitko feeds it into the big man. Big man off the glass and scores in an and one. 35-33, the Eagles lead. And the big man is shooting one at the line with 41 seconds left in this game. Big man's attempt at the old-fashioned three-point play. Fires, back iron, no good. Rebound by Scott. Scott will give it to Hartman. Back over to Scott in the backcourt. Scott pushing up the court. Top of the key, new logo. And there's a foul on Wkitko, and Scott will be shooting free throws. No, correction, he won't be shooting free throws. Columbia City will inbound the ball. Not quite in the bonus yet. Sievers inbounds the ball to Hartman in the backcourt. Hartman quickly pushes it across the half-court stripe, hands it over to Searball. Back over to Hartman. Hartman holding it on the left wing, down into the left corner. Hartman picks up his dribble, and he's fouled. 35-33, Eagles lead the Wildcats. 15 seconds left. And Eagles still aren't in the bonus yet, so they'll inbound the ball again. Scott will look to inbound the ball here. Hands it into Searball. Searball quickly fouled by the big man. And maybe they're in the bonus. Not quite sure. Still not yet. Still got a couple more fouls to give. Scott will inbound the ball. Throws it out to Hartman in the back. No, check that. Who was that in the back right? That just got a Hogue. And it looks like go even further back. Scott will inbound the ball. 15.6 seconds left. We'll throw it into Hartman, and he's fouled. Wkitko having a fouling party here. And finally, the Eagles will make a trip to the free throw line. Hartman with the 1-and-1 scenario here. 35-33, Eagles lead over the Wildcats. Hartman's first free throw, fires. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Scott. Scott's quickly fouled. 13.2 seconds left in the game. And Scott will be shooting. 1-and-1 for Scott. His first free throw. He shoots. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Wkitko. Wkitko will have to quickly push this up the court to call a timeout, and they do. 5.4 seconds left in this game. 35-33, the Eagles lead over the Wildcats. And what an opening night this is for the Columbia City JV boys basketball game. Tight one, and it's against the county rival. There's nothing else you can really say about that. Not sure if it's a 30-second or a full timeout. But let's see. JV coach for Wkitko is probably drawing up a play. Got 5 seconds left. It's probably going to be. I doubt they're going to be able to go for the win, or they're going to go for the win. They could if they wanted to. I don't think they will. They got the big man in the game. I think they might just feed it down low to him, rely on his raw power to try and get to the basket, throw it off the glass, and get an easy lay-in. And then just for the Eagles, crucial thing here for them, just play solid defense and don't foul. I mean, that's the one thing you can't give them free shots. Play good defense. Keep your hands up. Don't foul. That's the key to success in this final 5 seconds. As Hartman will pressure the inbounder for Wkitko. He tips it, and it goes out. No, Columbia City maintains possession. Hartman will go up strong, gets fouled, and one. 37-33, the Eagles extend their lead over the Wildcats. 1.4 seconds left. Hartman with a chance to make the old-fashioned three-point play. As Hartman's free throw fires, and he makes it. 38-33. The Eagles lead over the Wildcats. And looks like Wkitko called a timeout here. 1.4 seconds left, down by 5 points. With that little time, I would think that he would just run out the clock and just kind of call this game quits. It's not much you can do with 1.4 seconds, 5 points, 2-possession game. Not much you can do. Eagles will most likely just stay back and watch the victory parade come to them, as they're actually applying some full court pressure here. And Wkitko will inbound the ball and just take a desperation shot just for the heck of it. Off the mark, no good. Final score for the Columbia City Junior Varsity basketball here on opening night against the Wkitko Wildcats, 38-33. Eagles come out with a win. Just want to say thank you for all those that tuned in tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you one last time to our underwriters, ProFed Credit Union, Morse's Builder Smart, Bart's Car Store, Flowtech Plumbing and Heating, Colgan Water, Myers Hockemeyer McNagny LLP, Main Bowl in Columbia City, Teen Floral Shop, Sweetheimer Trash Removal. Thank you to all those who tuned in tonight. Thank you to Jonathan Peters and Mr. Glaza for setting up this broadcast. It was definitely something. It was a feat to get this broadcast. It was something and a half. Yes, sir. Telling you guys good night from the new Columbia City High School. Telling you the final score, 38-33 in favor of the Columbia City Junior Varsity Eagles. Good night, everyone.